You can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Then from now onward, after you have stabilized the awareness nature, develop every action, every moment, every activity within the moment mindfully. Maintain inner awareness at the heart there. Aware from inside everything you do. Okay. We will be continuing from our sharing. We finished 2.5. Now it's part 3. Email number 4. Second turning. Okay, maybe this one I will read it so that you all can develop the understanding. How to cultivate this second turning wisdom of Chintamaya Panya via inquiry, contemplation, and reflection on the truth as proclaimed by Lord Buddha. So, for those who are new, maybe you may not heard of this second turning before. So I will explain a bit. So under the first sermon, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, when the Buddha met the 5 ascetics, he spoke this Four Noble Truths. Then he turned it 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. So a total of 4 truths, turned 3 times, there are 12 modes. So 3 times 3 turning. Each and every of the turning correspond to a wisdom that can be realized. So the first turning, like what we went through as defined earlier on, is called Suttamaya Panya. Sutta is, like you all know, during the time of the Buddha, the discourse of the Buddha. So if you have heard the discourse of the Buddha, then realize the awakening or enlightenment, then it is called wisdom born of hearing the Sutra as proclaimed by the Buddha. So now that the Buddha is already no longer around, so you can't hear it directly from the Buddha. But there are recorded teachings. That's why nowadays we are more fortunate. You can read from the Pali text, or you can read from the commentaries, and also the translations. Then all these are actually recorded much later after the Buddha's parinibbana. I think a few centuries after that, because at that time there was no writing and no advancement of paper, ink, and all those things. Then now we have evolved further, be able to have computer, printer, books, then digital records. So all this has made it more convenient. So now you can listen to the teaching as taught by other teachers, taught by other Dhamma practitioners, and sometimes even expressed and taught by great monks and Zen masters. So if you listen attentively, if there is truth in what is spoken, then there is some form of understanding that you can develop. It's just like when you are studying. You need teacher in the school or in the university to give you, they call lecture or classes. If it's a new subject, normally you find it more difficult to pick up. But after listening a while, you become like more familiar. But our school syllabus, university syllabus, during my time, you can only listen directly. If you are not there, it's not recorded. Nowadays, it seems it's recorded. Recorded in the digital media, and you can play it anytime, or you can download it anytime. So these are the difference. So if you have such condition, like now, our brutio.com, our website, my website, you can go and log in, listen to it again. Then, apart from listening, you can also read it out. If it's on the digital format or computer format, you can have ebook, digital version, or physical printed version. So all this has made it more convenient. Then apart from that, you can also maybe listen to live lecture, like live telecast, just like our Zoom session and all those things. So whatever media you go through, whether you listen, you read, or you get it from the internet or media, is up to you. So this form of learning, we call it also under the first turning, Suttamaya Panya. So if you have your training in the past, or you have developed some form of cultivation, then you listen, or you read out, you can actually develop the understanding deeper. So this first turning wisdom depends whether you first time listen to it, or you have listened to it before, you have read up before, you have contemplated, reflect, inquire. Then you develop the second turning wisdom, which is after you have heard. Normally it's not stable, your understanding. It's like you are still not sure. Then you go back, like the school, you got the textbook, you read. So if you have your talent from the past, or there is a subject you like when I study, I like maths and science, I don't really need teacher. I read up, I understand. But subject that I'm not good, like literature, language, I cannot. I need teacher. So what happened is, after you hear, not much understanding, that you go to a textbook, you read, reflect, contemplate, inquire, then the understanding become better. So this is what we mean by when you contemplate into the Dhamma, or the discourse of the Buddha. You develop some form of contemplative understanding and wisdom. So they call this the second turning. Contemplation, reflection, and inquiry. Why did the Buddha say that? How can I understand all this? So these are inquiry. Then when you inquire, you develop further reflection and contemplation. Then it will help you understand deeper. So it's like stabilizing your understanding by assimilating into your, initially before you detect your true mind, the silent mind, the awareness nature, then you assimilate it into your memory, which is knowledge. But when you have the awareness, the mindfulness, you can actually assimilate it through your understanding, which is your nature. So this second turning wisdom, which I'm going to share with you, is very important. The listening, like what you listen now, you can develop the understanding. But you have cultivated before in the past. When you listen, it can trigger of enlightenment in the here and the now more easily. Yeah. So the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths. The next page I have them all. Okay, good. Although the question is how to cultivate a second turning wisdom. So in fact here I actually describe all the Four Noble Truths and its three turning. Yeah? So the Buddha said, this Noble Truth or dukkha is to be understood. Oh, sorry, this is second turning. You see, the first Noble Truth, as I have taught you, the proclamation by the Buddha is what? This is the Noble Truth of suffering or dukkha. So the proclamation is that title. Then he elaborated. Birth, old age, sickness, and death is dukkha. Separation from your loved one and prized possession is dukkha, or things that you cling on to, hold on to covetously. Then when you are with people whom you don't like, when you cannot get what you want, when things don't go your way, when your expectation in life is not met, also brings about dukkha. Then he summarized the 8 condition or 8 reality. In short, it is due to living beings, sakkayaditthi, self-delusion, the condition that the grubs at the 5 aggregate of form and mind that I call dukkha. So what are these 5 aggregate of form and mind? The 2 aspects I already explained. First aspect, as a human being, we have a physical body, we have a mind. The mind can be broken down into 4 aggregates of feeling, perception, activity of mind, or mind states, sankhara, and vijnana. You are capable of consciousness. So these 4 aggregates of mind is what your mind can do. It can feel, it can perceive, it can develop thinking, mind states, mental intention, activity of mind. Everything that your mind can do, including feeling and perception, is sankhara. Then it can become conscious. Conscious of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactile, feel and think. So 5 aggregate. Physical body, form aggregate, mind, formal aggregate, 5 aggregate. First aspect. Second aspect is within the mental, every moment of consciousness, this perception through mental image, you perceive the external form. The 6 sense bases all have their various type of external form. Like seeing. What are the external form? Huh? Seeing consciousness. What are the external form? Color, shape and form outside. Then hearing consciousness. Sound is one of them. Music is one of them. But generally it's vibration, isn't it? You must have vibration, isn't it? And sometimes high frequency beyond your senses, you cannot hear. No? The dog can hear. The other animal with their frequency range higher, they can hear. And the scientists know they can play the decibel. Scientists, the vibration, they have this term to measure it. They call decibel. So your auditable means the decibel where you can hear ranges from certain value to certain value. Below that you cannot hear. Above that also you cannot hear. But sometimes the vibrations are very strong, very intense. Sometimes very subtle. Then the other one, like your smell, you know. What is the sense object? Odor, understand not? The smell or whatever. Huh? Then taste, also same. Huh? Like whatever food you have, spices and all those things, the drinks, whether it's salty, sweet, or fragrant or whatever. Then you have the last one, tactile, the bodily tactile sensation. whether it's hot or cold, pleasant or unpleasant, you can detect them. You can become conscious of them. So these are the sense data. Yeah. The second aspect is when you perceive the sense data through your mind, this external form enters the mind. Four aggregate plus the external form, mental, five aggregate inside. That is the second aspect that the Buddha talked about. And when you input the content of consciousness, which is mainly Sankhara, then this receptacle, which is a pure consciousness, and the content become a thought. Understand or not? That's why your thought is created through a pure awareness. You see how our nature creates thought. Initially, it's pure awareness. Then what you do? You use your sanya to perceive. Understand or not? When you perceive, what happened? You are no longer aware. What happened? You shrink before the thinking, you shrink your awareness to the one that you perceive, isn't it? That's why you dwell there, understand or not? You all still need this, huh? You have taken a shot, huh? A song can run. Huh? So initially, it's spacious awareness. So this spacious awareness is without a center. Means your awareness can expand out and become the oneness, one with the universe, or one with the environment, depending on the extent of awareness that you can develop. Then what happens is, this is your true mind, okay? True mind. It's okay, okay, thank you, Sis. So, from here, true mind, spacious awareness, when you try to know something, you perceive, understand not? Which means you shrink your spacious awareness into a small space to enable you to perceive. Perceive what? Perceive the external form. Can follow? Like you want to perceive the rupa, you shrink that, then you dwell there. You want to perceive my voice, you listen attentively with hearing consciousness, then you look at me. Understand? That's why you shrink your consciousness here and try to listen to the vibration. So spacious awareness shrink and become a limited awareness. This is where you perceive. Maybe no need to write so long. Huh? The Pali word sanya shorter. So perception is actually sanya. So you perceive. Then like Beng Lim just now said, the moment you perceive, what happened? Huh? How do you think? You go to your memory, isn't it? So perceive through memory. Then you retrieve through your memory. Because there is knowledge you accumulate. Otherwise, when you see something that you never hear before, you don't have accumulated knowledge, you don't know what the thing is. Understand? That is like direct seeing, sitting as they are. Because you cannot describe that. You got no knowledge of what the thing is. Understand? You cannot label it with a word or a concept. But the moment you label the word and the concept, what happened? You didn't really see already, understand? The word is more important. Like you say, microphone. You take for granted you know what microphone is, something that magnifies my voice. But do you really see this guy? When you see this as it is, There is no word, nothing to describe this and that. This is this, seeing things as they are. You understand? But because you take for granted that the word microphone, microphone lah. What is there to see? That's why the beauty, the pristine beauty and wonder of this thing, you cannot see. Because you don't have the direct seeing. You are only interested in knowledge. Everything also you create word, concept, then images, mental formation, then you think, then you, through memory, belief system, conditioning, all of your tradition and all those things, your whatever knowledge, you use that to act. That's how you stir your mind. That's how you create thought. You input the content of consciousness. Content of consciousness. Then you become conscious of this thing that you perceive. Buddha Rupa, you label it. Okay? So what happened? This one become the thought. The second aspect of your five aggregate of form and mind. So this one is a thought. That's how. Then do you know what Krishnamurti said? Thought is? Respond to memory is the first one, because for you to perceive, you need memory. Need memory. Then after that, what else he said?
Thought is limited.
Very good. Thought is limited. Why? Compared to the spacious awareness, this one has shrink. This one only know its content, understand not? Lost in thought, preoccupied with what you are thinking, understand? You are in your own world, understand not? That's why it's limited. Then how can you understand whatever there is out of it? Understand? Without awareness, you cannot know what is happening outside. When the thought creates a container, that's why I say this one can be aware of this. Because this one is a byproduct of this, understand not? From that pure awareness, which is only aware, you input the container, it becomes a thought. You have the aggregate, the feeling, and that is the one that creates all the entanglement, grasping, clinging, and the coming, understand not? That's why Krishnamurti said, thought is limited. Thought cannot realize the state of awareness which can see things as they are, develop all the understanding and wisdom, because it is limited. That's why you have to have the awareness beyond thought, beyond mind. Means beyond the psychological time, beyond thought, beyond time, to realize the truth, to see things as they are, to develop the wisdom. Now you understand. That's why this one can only think and limited, and it cannot contemplate, reflect. To contemplate, you have to have some form of space through a calm mind, through some space. If you don't believe me, sometimes you go and study, especially when you study. Last time science student I know, I good at maths, so we all very interesting in solving maths problem, because almost all the maths problem we can solve. There's some very tough one. A few of the good students in the class, we call them PIY in Malay. Set very high standard on. We will actually try our best to resolve it. So sometimes I keep on trying to solve it. Try here, try there, everywhere, cannot. Then you know what I did? I decided to take a rest. Then I went for a sleep. You know what happened? In the sleep, I solved the problem. The answer come out. Then I wake up, I write it down. Well, when I sleep, I rested my brain. Then there is more space. I'm not limited to thought. I become more contemplative. Means inside there, I can, with clarity, reflect on it. When you think too much, all this knowledge cloud you. You cannot have, they call what, creative thinking or creative understanding. That's why contemplation, reflection is with quite a lot of what they call calm mind that has space, understand not? Which is aware one. So this one is creative. This one can create thought, can create a lot of things, understand? So when this one, you are with the awareness, it becomes creative. It will create the type of thought that allow you to understand. You understand? That's why the talented musician, talented artists, talented people, you know what they do? They like to go to a quiet place, tranquil, a place that suits them. You know Su Tongpo, isn't it? Who is Su Tongpo? The famous poet, isn't it? During the time of one of the emperor, one of the dynasty. You know how he come up with such great poem? When he is in this setting where he is very creative, and the other thing he did is he drink. He drink and he become creative. Because that is his way. So spacious awareness compared to the thought is definitely more intelligent and much more like creative and supreme. So this one is the nature that is responsible for the arising of these, and all this thought, which is consciousness, is the phenomenal world. That's why the phenomenal world consciousness. And all these are all limited one. It cannot understand what is beyond its content. That's why Krishnamurti always tell you, thought is limited. Don't use thought. Thought-based meditation, you can never realize the state that is beyond thought, means the direct seeing, the awakening, the creative nature, or you can never develop it. Now you understand? Okay, then I read on, maybe it will be easier for you. So when it comes to the first noble truth, you have to reflect and contemplate on the first proclamation by the Buddha. Why did the Buddha say birth is suffering? Old age, sickness, and death is suffering. All the eight reality is suffering. Then why the final summary like that? So to inquire, what must you do? You must at least know what the five aggregate is, the two aspects. Otherwise, how to put into investigate, how to inquire, how to put to test that if I grasp and cling to the five aggregate, I suffer. Like the other day, when I show you the two aspects, then I give you an example. You attach to this physical body, what happened? You suffer, isn't it? Yeah, you think it's you. Security. You worry about it? You worry about you what? Getting old, getting sick and die, understand now? The first three contemplation that the Buddha wants you to do. They say every day you contemplate, then you know this one is not you. These are elements, go the way of nature, understand? That's why this body of mine is of the nature to grow old, get sick and die. For he has not gone beyond old age, sickness and death. So when you confront them, don't panic. Because this is a reality. Every living being who live life long enough have to experience it, confront it, and go through it. If you don't have this wisdom, this Dhamma, this contemplation, then you attach, you cling, you worry about you getting old, getting sick, and die. When you get old, you worry you have dementia. Then your senses fail you, and all those nonsense. The center on it. On the light, on the light, the center. No, here. One of the, no, not that switch, the other on your right. No, the top one, that one, okay. Okay. So where was I just now?
Attachment to the five aggregates from mind, body.
You worry about you getting sick, getting old and die. You scared. Get old means what? Like Suya say, through memory, you project already, understand? Haven't happened yet. So when you project your thought, ayo, they say, dementia. Now I forget full. Is it dementia? Is it the beginning? So for no reason, haven't happened, you panic, you worry. And what is it? Suffering, isn't it? When you project your thought, fear, worry, anxiety arise. You become restless. Understand? No peace. This is the real paticca samuppada happening in your brain, in the thought process which is limited and you cannot see.
Ask them to be positive, not to be negative.
No use on it's still the thought us. Thought still within the field of thought, still limited. Understand? That's why after so many rounds of sharing, the 5 daily contemplation until today still not many grasp it. Understand? Now I have to slow down and one by one repeat and make sure it go in. Understand? But what I want you to understand is, no amount of knowledge can awaken you. Stabilize the awareness. As I did retreat, I want to send in that message. The Buddha already every day, everywhere in the teaching, Dhammapada was heedfulness, mindfulness, Sati. Nobody seems to understand. Nobody seems to catch the importance, the point. If you stabilize the awareness, I don't need to repeat. One time, the moment I mention, you awaken. You understand what this thing is. So, this understanding is very important. Okay? Then after that, what happened? Because you can ask yourself, why did the Buddha say birth is suffering? Normally, birth is associated with what? Yeah? Happiness, The parent will have this idea, Wow, I'm going to be grandparent, Akong Ama already. Akong here, Akong here. So, joy, Then look forward to become a father, a mother. Look forward to the full moon. Then like Sui said, his classmate, before the baby even born, buy clothing already. Understand? Buy all the pamper already. Buy all the thing that expect to you. Then what happened if, let's say, the birth is not normal? Then something wrong. I tell you, that is suffering, understand? What you perceive is only the good side, like Ching Yap said. Think of the good side, the positive. These are reality, not for you to think or no. You think or don't think it can happen or no. It's coming, understand? So when it happened, what happened? Like Angulimala Sutta. Bridge. You know what is bridge birth? Ladies know that. Upside down. Sweet Anne also know. The leg come out first. That type of birth is very dangerous one. Can die on suffocate inside. Sometimes the fetus die. Otherwise the mother also die. So nowadays surgery improve. Doctor, cesarean, cut. Put you under anesthesia. Cut. Like the butcher. Actually, I think the surgeon that deliver is no different from the butcher in a sense. But because of all this medical advancement, so you can resolve it. Otherwise, during Angulimala's time, luckily you got Angulimala Sutta, you can chant and recite. So this is so this is what will happen when you inquire. Then you realize the Buddha is so wise. Birth is not joy, not happiness. Then the other thing is, the mother carry the baby for 9 to 10 months. You think happy occasion, joy. You ask the mother who has gone through delivery, morning sickness, vomiting. Then as you carry the baby, the pregnancy, you lost your ability to be mobile, to eat what you like. You have to follow up a doctor. That type of doctor you call it? Gynecology. Then once got complication, you panic. So birth is suffering, really. Then old age sickness and death, no need to teach you. Your age, we know already. You look at Auntie Song Kia, also Ai Jayanta Kan now. But Akong still good, except hearing a bit no good. The sight a bit no. But these are natural. First noble truth reality, understand now? You have to confront. You do what you have to do. So this is understanding life. No more complaint, understand now? When I face it, I confront. This is a reality. Then I do what I need to do. I need to seek solution. I seek solution. Solution can be scientific or TCM or anything that you can come across. But Dhamma understanding is the best solution. It will solve everything without spending money, free. Understand? So a lot of understanding is needed for you to understand the noble truth reality. Then separation already explained. When you are with people who you don't like, already explained. When you cannot get what you want, expectation met, already explained. The summary, the 5 aggregate also we went through. So now we read on, you will understand. Inquiry. After the Buddha proclaimed the first noble truth, you should inquire, why did the Buddha say that? It is because the Buddha knew we need to inquire, reflect, and contemplate. So this is the guiding word. This noble truth or dukkha, the first noble truth that he proclaimed, is to be understood. Means what? When you have Dhamma knowledge, have you understood? You haven't, That is Dhamma knowledge. Is to be understood, means is to really have the not just say, Allah, I know lah, the sutta, like theory, you go for exam, first noble truth, define. Oh, rattle out. Verb, OA, everybody can rattle, but how many understand? So to understand means to actually inquire, reflect, and contemplate through inquiry to develop the understanding, like what I teach you just now. When you inquire means you try to recall and recollect what happened to the birth process. Here you've gone through life. Like when I went through life, when my wife pregnant, then how Sui is born, I know, the whole process I was with her. That's why I am not a lady. How did I know a lot of this birth thing? Because this is the reality, and I can also read about it, Google it where I want to. So when you understand, you can recollect through memory. Understand not? How all those things happen. So the superstition and all those things lagi best. You know, they don't like the bed 13. Oh, sorry, 14, not 13, 14. So I think my wife when delivered her, the bed was 14, no, Sati, so they say unlucky. Satsang, they very happy. And then what about, after that I go and do the birth cert. The birth cert come out. You know what is the number? The last 4 digits. 4453. Say, sang. You panic or not? Well, that time I already connected. I had some basic understanding already. Although I didn't have the full understanding. Well, 1980, and I connect 1980. But I already knew this one is just superstition. I don't believe all this. So I tell myself, I want to put it to a test one day if I can. And the test is so happened, my daughter's birth. Then when I saw the thing, instead of panicking, I laughed. I laughed at it. I confidently go and do everything. And you know what happened? That was the child that we have. My wife stayed hospital one day, government service, 9 ringgit only. You go private hospital, cost me a bomb. Nothing wrong. But Sat say and say sang. So why you go and believe all this nonsense? So you can actually have the understanding. The Buddha said we are all born out of karma, either of karma condition. You are what you are because of karma. Use some more superstition, right and ritual. Don't take care of karma. Expect feng shui to help you. Expect good number, house number 13 to help you. Pay a few thousand more, also want the number. That your choice, your life, your money. Understand? So when you understand, you behave differently. You become a different person. Okay? So we move on. So the inquiry will let you develop the understanding through recollection, that it will help you stabilize the First Noble Truth reality. It's no longer a theory, birth is suffering. Now I understand why birth can be suffering now. When there is complication, the mother go through, the whole process is really suffering. You know the birth process is even more suffering, even normal birth, not breech. You ask the lady and see. You had to push until you're almost exhausted, like my wife. But the joy of having a child, the mother's love and all those things. Of course, it comes in the conditioned world, the duality, understand, the good and the bad. You cannot say I want the good and don't want the bad, understand? But it comes as a bad, understand? So when you understand, you don't complain, you don't panic, you don't project, you don't develop the fear. You develop the understanding, then you move. Then life becomes beautiful, meaningful. Then after that, the inquiry can allow you to sincerely reflect, contemplate, and inquire deep into the First Noble Truth reality of dukkha, to understand, to truly understand what dukkha is before we confront it, so that we can be prepared for it or wary of it. This will also enable us not to be caught in dukkha or suffering. We are not understanding that we are already suffering. Means this noble truth, when it afflicts you, you still don't know you are being afflicted. You are suffering mentally, your fear, worry, anxiety, your panic attack and all things. Your unhappiness, your worry, your anxiety, all this is suffering, mental suffering, dukkha. But a lot of people don't know. They still blame, no. My husband send me to general hospital, don't want to spend money private hospital. Understand? Then complication happen at time. Ayo, we didn't know must japo and all those things. I never japo. After delivery, I become very chan. You complain again. But the reality is there is your karma. That's how. The Buddha already said, we are all born. So take care karma. You don't take care karma, that will be the outcome. So don't blame anybody. So all this understanding will be there. Then after that, how can I develop the understanding of what dukkha is? One can do it via above reflection, contemplation, inquiry into the 5 daily contemplation as recommended by the Buddha, with a calm and composed mind filled with Saddha, Virya, Sati, the first 3 of the 5 spiritual faculty, following what we have done during the Sutra class, which I have described. For detail, please refer to recorded sharing via web link as done by Suyan. At that time, Suyan do all those things. He got all the pen drive and all those things, and you can listen to it. So this is the second turning. Second Noble Truth is the same. The key word is the cause of arising of suffering, which is attachment, craving, is to be abandoned. So how to abandon? The 5 ways. Remember? We already gone through. So you have to reflect, contemplate. Why did the Buddha say this? That is, craving, which is the cause of suffering, is to abandon. If you don't abandon, what happens? You will continue to suffer, isn't it? So that is the inquiry that will wake you up. So you have to abandon. How can I abandon it? To reflect deeply into the 4 right effort and the 5 daily contemplation as advised by the Buddha, followed by the Dhamma on impermanence, suffering state, and anatta nature of the 5 aggregates of form and mind. Means anicca, dukkha, anatta, the 3 universal characteristics. So to use the 4 right effort and the 5 ways as taught by the Buddha to abandon the unwholesome thought and the craving that will condition our unwholesome action, speech, and thought. As we all understand, finally only wisdom free, So to use the fourth way, which is to trace the origination factor, then retrospectively reverse it, to develop the wisdom to free and liberate your mind. And this is the best way thus far. This way uses heedfulness or mindfulness awareness to cultivate the mindfulness of the 6 internal and 6 external sense bases via Dhammanupassana to trace the origination factor. So this one is under mindfulness of Dhamma to cultivate the ability to trace the origination factor leading to the wisdom, thereby enabling one to understand clearly how your mind has been tricked into attachment, clinging, and reactive mode via one's delusion. Because there is no yoniso manasikara or wise attention at the moment of sense experience, and clinging to the 5 aggregate of form and mind that condition our suffering. So all this, he give you the date also, the Hatsutakla, part 3 question and all things. So you can refer to them, okay? So likewise, the third noble truth is the same. Cessation of dukkha is to be realized. If you don't realize forever, you suffer. But once you realize the wisdom is there, you don't suffer. So how to do it? Then you inquire, why did the Buddha say this? Why is the cessation of dukkha is to be realized? You only understand cannot free you, correct or not? You have to realize that cessation. Then, so that one does not have to suffer anymore, because according to the Buddha, suffering need not be under third noble truth. And that this cessation of dukkha can be realized in the here and now before one dies. The other reason is, the second turning emphasis here is on the word realization. Because the Dhamma or enlightenment is not a knowledge, but a wisdom, which is to be realized or awakened to or insight into without thought. Without thought means awareness. How can I realize cessation of dukkha? Interested in the answer? Huh?
Yes.
Not interested? I see. Realization can only arise after one has trained one's mind to have the initial heedfulness and wisdom. Means after overcoming covetousness and grief. Means work yourself diligently. Avijja Sutta step 1 to 7. Understand? Train your mind to be heedful, otherwise no hope. To cultivate the 4 foundations of mindfulness and the Noble Eightfold Path as taught by the Buddha. So easy, right? Easy or not? Ayo, why they not answer? Confidently like, yes, spiritual. Then sure happen on. Not sure, doubt, hindrance. Repeat.
Yes.
Can or not? Easy or not? Ayo, after so long still kiasu. Well, the thought fear, not you fear. Until now you still believe the thought. What is thought? Limited, deluded, egoic. Some more use thought. Without wisdom, thought is all the time wrong thought. No, last time I said that people don't believe. No. When you have the Dhamma, then every thought is pure thought. That's why Noble Eightfold Path, right thought. No right view, where got right thought? That's why the path factor is right view leading to right thought. Understand? That's why wisdom free. Not the fantastic meditation, the jhana, the vipassana, the whatever, jnana, or the na. Understand? So be wise, don't be gullible, okay? Why did the Buddha say this Noble Eightfold Path that leads to the cessation of dukkha is to be cultivated? The key word is understanding not and now. Understand now? You must realize. And how to realize? Cultivate Noble Eightfold Path. Understand now? Train your mind to have heedfulness. When you cultivate, the third turning say what? This Noble Eightfold Path has already been cultivated. Like my wife said, you are the embodiment of the Noble Eightfold Path, just an Arya. There's an arahant, understand now? Without that awakening, you want the Noble Eightfold Path. Theoretical one, yeah, exists. Then you read up for Pali test, Pali exam, you score A1. What for? Understand? When it comes to understanding the real one, not there. Live life, don't understand. Suffering, cannot do anything. Yeah. You know a lot of Buddhists, Dhamma, so-called Dhamma teacher, Dhamma practitioner. When it comes to themselves confronting the first noble truth of dukkha, I came to know one person, my Kayamita actually, but he seldom attend my class. He's an accountant now, very smart guy. He worked for a listed company, very successful. Then he retired at the age of 60. Then somehow he got a chance to become president of Vipassana Buddhist Society. Then he one day landed in the hospital. You know what happened? Prostate problem. Cannot be. Wow, suffer like man. Then I didn't know until another class, Kayamita told me. Then I said, oh, here. He came to my class before. He also attended our retreat. Not long one, a short one. I think field trip, spiritual trip. I was saying Fraser's Hill. I remember at that time. Then we went and visited him. You know what he told me? Brother Teo, I said, you after learning all the Dhamma from you, when I kena this one, all the Dhamma fly out of the window. The thing that was on my head was panic, fear, worry, anxiety. That dukkha. He said, there is no way, I say. The anxiety, the fear was so intense. You know what happened or not? In the house, middle of the night, cannot be, Amitabha. Suddenly become very clear. Remember the chant. Then you know what he said? He panicked, then the wife said, hey, better go hospital. So go on. He said, middle of the night, admitted. Then in the hospital, the doctor did a test. You know that type of test is a blood test. It can show you through the blood test that you are PSA. PSA. You heard of PSA count? So high, shoot through the roof. So he asked the specialist, the urologist, he said, how's my reading? He said, bad news. Your reading is so high. He said, what do you mean? Based on that reading, I suspect you 4th stage or 5th stage cancer, prostate cancer. The whole bloody face pucat, you see. No time to reflect on the Dhamma, no time to contemplate, no time to inquire. Stand there, blank, pucat, you see, pale. The fear was so intense now. The wife was so worried. Then he asked the doctor, what must I do? You know what the doctor tell you? What did the doctor tell you? You better listen to me. Otherwise, 6 months life. Lagi puja. Then he said, but I need to do a biopsy on your that prostate. The result 7 days only come out. I visit him on the 3rd day. He told me he until now still puja. He still pray hard, he said. Not reflect on the Dhamma, pray hard. I say you pray to God or what? Yeah, he got a tendency to be a Christian person last time. So because of that, I tell you, luckily I went there. I tell you, I refresh him. I said, this is the first noble truth reality. Under which reality? Sickness and disease. Clear or not? No amount of fear, worry, anxiety will help you understand. This is a reality. Accept. Calm down your mind. Don't react. Don't create fear. Don't become like what you describe, puchat and all those things. Go with the Dhamma way. Do what you have to do. I need to ask for forgiveness. Then you have cultivated the Dhamma. You have the Dana, invoke power of moral everything. Then on top of that, I advise you another thing, 6-second opinion. Well, luckily, after that he got a 6-second opinion. He got one which is a very good one. This urologist, after he read his blood test, he said, "What did the urologist specially told you?" He told him exactly those words. He said, "Forget about it lah." He said, he said, "This one is when you have infection, 发炎的时候, you know what is 发炎 or not? Huh? Inflammation. The reading very high one, shoot through the sky one." He said, "Why you panic?" Then he said, "Yeah lah, after that he give me some medicine, I felt better already. Now I can pee already." Well, earlier on he cannot pee, you know what? He opened a hole for him, then put a bag, let it drain out. That's why first time he didn't understand all this. He never find, he never reflect, understand? He got no knowledge. And at the 60, when he retired, not long, he go through all this. President of Vipassana Society, Knowledge give you this type of problem, understand? Then luckily the second opinion, wow, he's so happy, after that. He said, "Now I understand, now confident." Then the result come out negative. The biopsy, wow, he jumped for joy. Then he forget about Dhamma again. After that, never come to the class. But I was told, he's a very close friend of Yu Chan. I was told he got other karmic problem. He got other disease and sickness. So that's why when he hit, he really hit. Really hit. Successful career, an accountant, a very joyful guy, very jovial one. But all the other clients like him. He like to question me, or he like to say all those things, or he challenge you a bit. He Christian background concept. Then he don't like Christian finally. So he every time want to argue and quarrel. But that is the way he is, understand? That's why when you have such condition, maybe it's meant for me to share with you so that you understand. Clear? So all this is what contemplation, second turning is. So after this, I think we finish. I haven't finished. The second turning emphasize on the word cultivated instead of only to be understood, as per first noble truth, second turning reality. The reason being, Noble Eightfold Path must be a part of you, for you to be able to live it, understand? You have not cultivated it, you don't have the embodiment, you cannot live it. You cannot develop the wisdom to liberate. That's why the Buddha said, if you cultivate this Noble Eightfold Path, it will lead to the end of all suffering. Remember? That is enlightenment. So, if you are unable to live it, then that is not cultivation. That is Dhamma knowledge. Hence, understanding it alone is not enough. Remind yourself. That is, you may understand, but you cannot live it. So what must you do? Cultivate it by striving on with heedfulness. To be heedful, train your mind to be mindful, stabilize it, to be ever mindful, then cultivate second turning, third turning. Understand? That is what the Dhamma is. Okay? Clear or not? Until now still any question? Diam. Understand? Paise. Like that you won't learn. So at least motivate yourself a bit. Anybody who train people with motivation seminar and courses, call him out and give you motivation theory. I am not in this field of motivation. No. I cannot motivate people. No. So don't expect me to motivate you. No. So, if everyone I go and motivate, I cannot be what I am. No. I am the way I am is because as far as I am concerned, my duty is to share, finish. Whether you take it or you don't take it or not, it's up to you. Then when I share, when there is condition to impart that urgency, then I will say something like just now. Say it loud, all those things. That is not me motivating you. That is because I see there is condition and I have to say that. Otherwise you all won't change. Understand or not? Annual retreat, year in, year out also same. Any question? Diam. Expect other people to share, other people to ask. Then, tao tia. Understand or not? Like the Kung Fu, I say. See people, do, then tao, steal the Kung Fu, understand? Selfish, don't want to teach, don't want to share. But when you are generous, when you share, you benefit people. Understand? No? You create the condition for Dhamma to flow. Then what happens? You reap what you sow. No? In future, people will do this and you will receive. No? Understand? No? So don't be shy. Amy, yes. Understand? No? Yeah, let Adeline add on. But then you all improve, understand?
Hope this sharing can help to motivate all of you. Okay, this happened on the second day of retreat. I went for the morning Mahayana Puja, okay, after a long time. So this time, I didn't follow the chanting, I just sat there meditating.
Wow, Sadhu, silent your mind,
Yeah.
Oh, that vibration very good.
Yeah, the
very
vibration,
strong.
yeah, the heart vibration is very, very strong.
Yes.
Then after that, with the round 4,
round 4, yes.
I think I was very calm, very still. So,
Sadhu.
Yeah. After that, came back here.
When you sit, you become different.
Yeah, 30 minutes of sitting meditation. I was so still, So,
Sadhu.
Yeah, after that, Brother Teo said those need to go for helping in the kitchen.
Correct.
And after that, he said we still have 5 minutes to meditate. So I just walk up. I want to do maybe 5 minutes. I just do some walking meditation.
Sadhu, very good.
And then someone is doing the lying down meditation on the way, and walking up, it's like waking up.
Yeah.
Then I just have a glance.
Sadhu.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Very clear of
the whole movement.
Everything.
The whole movement and all the activity.
Yeah. The clothing.
Yeah.
There's a show.
That is mindfulness. When you are mindful, all the movement, action, all very clear.
Yeah,
you
without
remember?
words, without words, but
without words.
Yeah.
You remember last time I shared with you all when my mindfulness came? I went and eat char kway teow. I ordered char kway teow. Then I was sitting there. My awareness picked up. Then suddenly I saw the char kway teow doing all the char kway teow. Of course, the frying, everything. But my whole awareness, like I am inside him, doing all the frying, everything. That's why the specific phenomenal awareness, whatever I aware, my awareness is it. So what he experienced is within that moment when he trained the mind, he went into the stillness without thought, mindful. Even when you walk, you're not only mindful, aware, here very still. That person wake up, all his movement activity, you very clear one, like how Adeline described. Must rejoice. Sadhu. This is what awareness is. Understand, it's not a theory, understand, it can be done. So many Kayamitta have shown you the example. You some more procrastinate, is the word? What are you
where it's something first time happening was
Sadhu.
No labeling.
Correct, no word, nothing.
So I just, after that, I just walk, walk very mindfully. Very light.
Very light, you like floating.
So after that 5 minutes over, Brother Teo say, okay, we go for breakfast. Then I walk back. Then I see the person, that is Manyan.
Manyan.
Sadhu Manyan.
Sadhu. Very good. Because you know what? That is the direct seeing without words. Means the awareness see as it is. But you can recollect all this activity and more. There is specific phenomenal awareness. Understand now? Later on, when she continued to meditate at home and develop a religious routine, she see TV also like that. See Jared also like that. See Christine also like that. Then everybody that come to her house, he also can see. That is what Sati is. Understand or But don't go and train and go and see your girlfriend, your boyfriend, please. That one you see also like Sui An say, where is Sui An? Just now, can see, cannot touch. Because you already spiritual, understand? You cannot go and do all those things already, understand? But you can share your experience, which is very good. Let us thank Adeline. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good.
Then the second part was after that. That was before breakfast. So after breakfast, we have a meditation. So
yes.
I went out. So this time the mind little bit kept already, but still quite still.
No problem.
Right?
Still quite still. Yes,
still.
you go for a relaxed, mindful walk. Understand? So when you walk in the midst of the temple vicinity, you can see a lot of things. Then the contemplation come on. I remember 1989 when it happened to me, when I went to I was walking out. Then I saw outside, of course, as usual, the nature, the mist, everything. Then I saw a dead tree, towards the golf course side. And that time a lot of dead tree on. I don't know, because they try to weed them and kill them. That dead tree, you look at it, like dead tree, what is there to see? You understand? It's like somebody dead already. What is there to see? But I was so surprised now. I saw that thing without word, the pristine beauty and wonder of that thing. Then it reminded my nature, Marana no Sati. You don't wait until you like that tree, then you want to cultivate. Too late. That's the reality, first noble truth. They can hit any time. You cannot say, wait till I retire. Wait till I have more time. You go and wait. Tan and tan chinku enough. So all this, very good sharing. Sadhu, continue. Yeah, Adeline.
Yeah, so the second part of walking, when I saw Sui An, this mind can label Sui An, but after
you
that, no more.
No, you will see it like slow motion happening. But the moment of perception, you know and label. Then after that, like you say, no more. You go back to your awareness. That is what ability to live, that living Dhamma is. You become the embodiment of that teaching, which is a reality, not a theory anymore. Understand not? Seeing things as they are is real.
So, Brother, is that because the level of Sati?
Yeah, your
so
Sati.
The morning, the level is higher, that's why I can...
Yes, the chanting and all those things, happy, but the vibration is different when you have the faith. That's why I say, no need to join, no need to do, but silent. Absorb the vibration. There's some like Kayamita who already have the understanding when they have this ability to be aware. Sometimes your mind, your physical body, because you're coming, because of the timing, time to receive this type of thing already. Like the previous retreat, NB asked me, what is mind-to-mind transmission? It is when you silence everything, don't try to listen to the ear. Don't try to find out the thing. Don't go and think that if I don't listen, I miss. Like I said, no need to write note. Understand? All inside the answer. Somewhere you will appear. Understand? Then most of the thing, when you are already trained with the awareness, you just feel sleepy, you lie down and you silent and just let the vibration go in. Surprisingly, after you come out, even you didn't hear, the next time I speak on this topic, you understand it. Then you feel funny, How come like that? Well, last time when I went through the cultivation, same, For no reason, suddenly it made me very sleepy, It's not supposed to be, Then I know, time to meditate. Then I silent, Wow, I went into the deep state, very fast. Well, I supposed to do it so that I can draw the great being and nature's energy that were there. So when I travel, I will know where I got all this. That's why I go to spiritual place or what. Sometimes in the bus, sometimes in whatever transportation, I just silent. And now you try silent. The moment you silent, the vibration of the rain and the nature becomes so clear to you. You realize or not? That is your nature receiving this vibration. But when you are not silent, the thought, and you try to listen to me, this one cannot receive, understand? The receiver is always there, but this Sankara receiver stronger than this. You can only do one thing at a time now. Either you are at the thought level or you are here. That's why my wife say after that meditation, he's all the time here now. He's not here. And I tell you what, when you stay up here, it's hell. That is a memory, understand? Before you have the Dhamma understanding, you stay here, is hell. This one, logical mind, reason a lot, understand now? Analyze, want to be right, want to have benefit, advantage, then deludedly cling, hold, want to own, want to possess, want to control. All these are delusion, wrong thought. Okay? Very good. Sadhu.
Yeah, with this little glimpse of
good enough. After
so that really helped me a lot in
to understand what I share and all those things. Then what I share come from the awareness nature, the silent mind. If you don't have this, I already say, as long as you don't do and develop this, you can never understand what I say. You may have some form of contemplative understanding, but not penetrative. Understand? That's why I call the first, second turning initial wisdom, not the third turning bhavana maya panya. Wisdom born of the direct seeing, meditative discipline. Understand now? Very good. Sadhu. Rejoice. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's why I told you this retreat will be different. Understand? A lot of things will happen, and this is only the 4th day,
So this is my best ever birthday. That happened on my birthday.
Sadhu to you. Jared also happy for you. Then this one motivate him. Sadhu. He actually has the parami. He do a lot of wholesomeness. He only need to invoke the power of merits. For causes and conditions for him to progress along the spiritual field, to understand the spiritual teaching. Then he can also invoke power of merit for his health to improve, for his what they call BMI, to be back to normal. Can just make the aspiration. But he's okay after that. What is it? Gallbladder operation. The only thing is this time I see him a bit round, a bit round. But he explained the Jingyao. Where is Jingyao? Butia. Never mind. No need to know. He explained the Jingyao. He traveled. He attended seminar. People order good food for condition. Why not? But don't go here. It's okay. I mean, life is one's choice, understand? Like he said, he used to take Bhagavad every day. Now after the operation, more disciplinary. Once every 3 weeks. It's a big sacrifice already, no? Understand? No? But sometimes when you travel, when you go seminar or you attend all these functions, good food, understand? No? So sometimes can pamper yourself. Like he said, once a while, okay. But the weight keep on creating the other side of the BMI. So see how it goes. If you feel good, then it's okay. But if you feel not so good, then you have to adjust and do something. Okay? Good. Sadhu. Oh, okay. So don't worry, he has the parami. Okay, we continue. Tami.
Page 73, 12 Heart Sutra class, part 1, 1.1. Apamada or heedfulness, means a mind that is ever mindful without thought within to cultivate the meditation as taught by the Buddha following Dhammapada verse 23. It's just like a relaxed inner awareness that is always aware and without thought to see things as they are, to see reality or the truth within all mental, physical, and nature's phenomena.
Okay, I will read to you again the bracket sentence in the bracket. It is just like the key word is what? Relax, inner awareness. Means you are relaxed. You are not thinking. You are just in that state of awareness, inner awareness. That is always aware, and that's why you can see without word, without concept. Then that one can see things as they are. Understand? That is what she is seeing. To see reality or the truth. Seeing things as they are means to see reality within the moment. You can also see the truth within all your mental, physical, and nature's phenomena, like I told you. Specific phenomena awareness, nature's phenomena, you see them all. Physical phenomena, kaya anubhava, all aware, everything aware, like she walked aware. Then the movement from the physical body or somebody else, aware. Understand? No word, nothing. Then mental, your thought processes, the moment of feeling, the moment of perception, the moment of awareness, like how he labels Sri An. Straight away he knew, then after that no more, finish. Understand? How it come up? With the awareness you can see. Spacious awareness. The thought is byproduct from there. From there it manifests, you cannot see. Understand or? Like the thief from your house come out, you cannot see. When you're asleep, understand or? When you're asleep, you sure cannot see. How he go in also, you don't know. How he come out also. But when you're not asleep, watchful, anybody come near your house, you know, isn't it? So, don't have mindfulness like that. Sleep all the time. That's why the Buddha said, the heedless are as if dead. Understand? And my advice is what? Wake up, wake up, wake up. Be aware, develop awareness. Yes. Okay. Let my wife.
No, the previous page. How to cultivate, we didn't cover it. How can we cultivate it?
Oh, I missed out that one. Okay,
we didn't
okay.
read through, but you
Now
said.
I continue. Tell me, pause for a while. You had to pussy for a while. I call it pussy. Not the pussy. We are pause. Very difficult to pronounce the English word. Pussy, easy to understand. Okay, go backward one page, 72. How to cultivate it? This one very important. To contemplate, reflect, and inquire deep into all the Noble Eightfold Path factors. This one my wife did a lot. After I came back from Japan, I told her. All the understanding came out when I was in Japan. They were teaching the Noble Eightfold Path seminar. And I know the Noble Eightfold Path inside out. So whatever I contemplate, the answer come out. Whatever I contemplate, the answer come out. All the understanding came out. That's why I knew you had to contemplate on it. You don't just formal meditation, you develop the awareness first, stabilize ever mindful. Then after that, you cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. Every path factor, right view. Reflect, contemplate. What are the three right views that the Buddha taught? You know the three of the five Panchaniyama, the spiritual law. Kama Niyama, Chitta Niyama, Dhamma Niyama. So all this contemplation can develop the understanding. Well, you check the essential Dhamma of the Buddha, he mentioned that. And everywhere he pointed towards these three right view. The first right view is so powerful. You remember? The law of karma. 5 daily contemplation, the fifth one, he reminds you, you are born of karma. So when you know karma is so important, you are born of it, heir to it, conditions for the life, and you are what you are because of it. What must you do to take care of your life? Take care of karma, isn't it? That's how his teaching come about. How to take care of karma? Follow his Follow his advice lah. Dhammapada verse 183. So the first one is avoid all evil. How? Keep the precept. That's why he asks you to renew the precept. The morning puja, the evening puja, the what they call all the temple there, the puja. Take refuge. Chant the salutation to create the affinity with the triple gem and take refuge. Then after that, renew precept. Then chant the salutation, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. So all these are in the teaching. Understand now? So when you understand, then you say, oh, avoid all evil, keep the precept. To keep the precept, I must have mindfulness. I train so that I can undertake the training rule to avoid, to abstain and all those things. Then after that, cultivate wholesomeness wherever possible. Means what? From this right view, I develop the understanding that I avoid all evil, I do good. Means the third right effort. Understand now? Right effort to arise the virtue, the right thought that are still not in you. Like I just now explained, generosity, contentment, gratitude, sincerity. All these, even the four Brahma Vihara, loving kindness. Then develop the calm and tranquil mind, equanimity. And this is your true mind. Then rejoicing, keep on sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. My teacher, the Ajayatra, he know, I very powerful, sadhu. I am the first to rejoice very loud. You all are tiam one. You know, rejoicing is a meritorious action, no. And you don't develop it until you have joy in doing it, until it's a positive habitual perfection. I would call it a tendency. Perfection. What are you waiting? Understand now? So all these are the cultivation. Then after that, what else? Purify your mind. That's why develop heedfulness, develop the ability to see things as they are, the direct see, to insight, and to awaken. That's how it's to be done. Understand? Okay, I read on, then you understand. So the first power factor is right view, samadhi. What are the three important right view as taught by the Buddha? They are law of karma, I explained already. Understand now? Then the Four Noble Truths. What is it? The secret of life. Understand now? Both mundane and supramundane. When you understand this truth, you understand life, You understand the secret of life, Both mundane and supramundane. You somewhat don't want to cultivate. You want to suffer. Yeah, these are noble truths that can make you noble one or enlightened one. Then the next one is what? Law of dependent origination, paticca samuppada. And what is this? This law, when you see it, you awaken to it, you know who you are, what you are, and how you function as a human being. Understand or not? How your form and mind actually develop and create all the conditioning, stirring of the mind, and make you what you are, and how suffering come to be. How you get yourself deluded and tangled by the phenomenal world of consciousness and form. Then you develop the straightening of you to see form, the unreality of form, then see beyond form. You need to contemplate, reflect, and develop the third turning inside. Then you go to the next level, see mind, the unreality of mind. We are just a mental image, perception. But must see it, with the awareness, not with the thought recalling, theory. So when you see it, you can see beyond mind. Because that one is dependent originating, condition arising, image only, come and go, no reality. Understand now? Then after that, you break free from Sakaya Ditti. That's how you develop the progress. Then you have Yoniso Manasikara, initial wisdom. Then more and more space within thought. Then you can develop Sati Sampajana. And then you can meditate to develop the stability of silent mind. So what Adeline did is unique to her because she got faith in all those chanting. Where every retreat comes, we go down there. And the chanting is very appropriate, conducive, and beautiful, the vibration. You look at the Tangjia, he very mindful one, no? When he knocked the big brass bowl, tung, the vibration. He very mindful one, no? Although you see him like that, like sleepy like that. He's not sleepy, you know, he's very alert one, no? Day in, day night, every day, morning, evening, night you got or not? Don't have. Morning, afternoon. The way he trained mindfulness is like a routine, no? You all retreat, only sit like that, lie down and do a little bit here and there. People every day, you know. So daily religious routine is like what they do. That's why they develop this vibration, this understanding, this mindfulness. It comes naturally through constant diligent cultivation. Okay? So now you know the three right views so powerful. One also need to train one's mind to be heedful and ever mindful with the right sati, samasati and samadhi. To see things as they are, following Dhammapada verse 23, which states that the ever mindful, constantly meditative, and the state one, fast one, will realize the supreme, born-free Nibbana. The third turning is always on the realization and the enlightenment path. Understand now? Then you inquire. After the right view, you inquire, what is right thought? Then you will come to know, like me, that the four Brahma Vihara, that the Theravada always right, is not the only right thought. Whatever virtue that is free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion is right thought. Like kindness, generosity, understand now? Gratitude, contentment, sincerity, truthfulness. All these are right thought, understand now? Even humility, paying respect, reverential saluting, these are all right thought, wholesome thought. That sincerity that gives rise to the contentment, the gratitude, can be very, very useful, very powerful. Well, all these virtues will help you to develop right living, understand now? Right livelihood and right living. When you have the other power factor, right thought, right speech, right action, the way you live your life is taken care of, automatic. So it's very powerful. And you can cultivate affinity, create understanding, then create causes and conditions for a lot of things to manifest and happen. Then you invoke power of moral. Well, virtue is a source of virtue is a source of what? Spiritual wealth and
happiness,
spiritual happiness and peacefulness of mind. You don't want to develop Sila is not only about keeping precept, no. Sila is all your virtue, no. Understand, no? Without virtue, there is no morality, no. Understand, no? Okay? Okay, continue. Tell me. Again, applying the 6R.
1.2 Applying the 6R. While meditating in formal posture, if one feels any tension or tightness or distraction or stress within one's body and mind, then one must just recognize one first R, it, and after that release second R, release it, then relax the R into whatever mind state that has energy built up, including all the tightness and the tension that can be felt. Then smile or radiate a radiant smile, fourth R, with relaxed inner awareness without thought.
This one is very important. Smile with inner awareness. Don't go and smile with the brain there, the thought there. When you are at the awareness there, when you smile, it's genuine. Understand? Genuine joy, genuine smile. Okay? Continue.
The moment you relax, craving loses its strength, and these relaxed and radiant smile steps are very important to make your mind feel at ease, light, tranquil, and free. This training of
So
the
now
mind,
you understand how the relax and smile can assist you to relax your body and mind. Then what you experience, you feel very light, at ease, peaceful, tranquil, and like a free mind. That is the meaning. Continue, yeah, tell me. This training of the mind.
This training of the mind will enable you to decondition your mind from its heedless thinking and grasping to sense experiences. This will enable the cultivator to develop a silent, tranquil mind with heedfulness within naturally via the understanding that originally the true mind is already in the meditative state with clear inner awareness within. So there is no need to do anything but instead just relax and silent via let things be. Then the heedless thinking and grasping born of delusion will slow down and stop on its own via wisdom. The mind will then return to its original state of true silent inner awareness without the thought. The ever shining nature, which is the true mind, will then shine forth. This ever shining nature, which is the essence of mind, is always there. The fifth art is to return to the object of meditation to train the mind to develop a very stable Sati. If this training is still needed,
no. It is a paragraph continue. Means to train yourself to develop a very stable sati. If this training is still needed, that's why I say the fifth R is not important. You still need to train, then you do. Otherwise, not important. Okay, continue.
Once the mind is already trained and constantly aware in sati or pasadi throughout the day, then this training is
Not needed.
Is no longer required because mind has entered sati. The sixth R is to repeat the above training for the first 5 R, but need to be careful not to do it until it becomes mechanical or repetitive. The last steps must be done with understanding, especially for those who are still trapped in thought-based meditation. Beyond the 6R is the awareness-based meditation, where the new 4 support for meditation are relax, aware, 24 hours, trust.
So now you understand, all clearly explained.
Part 2, Heart Sutra Lesson 12, Explanation of the meaning of the text, page 23 to 24. 2.1, the opening verse by Master Xuan Hua, reversing the light to shine within. 回光返照, Avalokitesvara vows to enlighten all the sentient beings. Thus he is a bodhisattva. His mind is thus unmoving, 如如不动, a superior one at peace. With total understanding of the ever-shining, he is host and master.
This section also very good. Pay attention.
The first line of the above verse is very important because most of the time our mind dwells outside to chase after externals, the external appearance that created the phenomenal world of ours. This is also the reason why the Buddha said under Dhammapada verse 1 and 2 that our mind is the forerunner of all things and mind is chief. Everything arises when the mind arises. In order to understand what is going on, we need to return the mind to abide within, so that we can be aware of what is going on within our mind. This is reversing the light to shine within, 回光返照. Only then can we be aware of our content of consciousness within our mind. That is, how our mind are stirred by externals and conditioned into clinging and grasping. After externals created by mind via our delusion and mental aggregates of Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana, you will start to understand how thoughts and feelings arise in your mind with every moment of sense door consciousness and how they condition each other. How your thoughts with its conditioning views and opinions condition your feeling, and then how this feeling becomes craving or emotion to condition your subsequent wrong thought or thinking. All these, if you are not careful or heedful, if you have not developed the wisdom of Yoniso Manasikara to enable you to see things as they are. Clinging and grasping will continue to arise, and dukkha or suffering will be the end result. The next verse, with total understanding of the ever-shining, he is host and master. The word host is synonymous to the owner or innkeeper. The ever-shining is our Buddha nature. Imagine oneself as a hotel with 6 rooms. The 6 sense bases are like your 6 rooms, and the sense data or external forms are like the guests in your mind. For example, the guests of your seeing consciousness are colors, shapes, and forms. Vibrations are sound, music, noise, etc. Are guests of your hearing consciousness. These guests of the mind are not like human beings because they cannot talk or complain. So it is a lot easier to manage this hotel if one is not deluded. The host is always there to receive the guest. The guest is of the mind, they will come and go, hence they are impermanent. As guests, they are here to stay for a while only, and most of the time they stay for split seconds only. But because of your delusion, you cling on to them as memories and give them meaning so that they can stay for a longer period of time, thereby causing you all the miseries and suffering, at times leading to
depression. So now clear now. The analogy of the owner of the hotel with the 6 room and the actual 6 door. It's very clear. At least hotel, you got guests come in, stay overnight. Of course, a lot of complaint, understand now. So the host actually not easy then to make money. But this one is within your own form and mind. The host no need to worry about losing money. And the guests that come to stay is not something like the physical guests that need to own your utility, need to use your, this one need to have services and all saying complain. No, where they cannot talk. They have consciousness, external sense data. They come in, sometimes they don't stay overnight, split second they are out. So this type of hotel automatic very easy to run now. But you deludedly allow them to create havoc in you now. Through what? Through your thought process, consciousness. Will you react to the guests, understand now? Oh. Every external object come in, you perceive it in negativity where you don't have Dhamma, then you react, you get angry, you become emotional, you become fearful. Doesn't involve any physical money to operate and run the hotel, but you stress yourself out and become miserable over what happened, not understanding what is going on within your own form and mind. Means you cannot see it because you lack the mindfulness to see the links of paticca samuppada. Okay? Then read on.
If the mundane mind can reverse the light and shine within, then it can stay aware inside and see clearly how peaceful he is when he just allows them to come and go. We are perceiving them with wholesomeness and wisdom or right view, and also how he suffers and becomes miserable when he perceives them with negativity via his own wrong views and sakkayaditthi, to grasp and cling onto them via wanting things his way. This will enable him to develop the wisdom to understand that if he, the host, does not attach, cling, and react, then he is always peaceful and is not disturbed by the guests of the mind. Then life is wonderful and meaningful, and the guests of the mind can also be quite fun at times.
True or not? Because existence is like that, understand? I already told you there is such thing as life. Sight and sound can be very beautiful, but you perceive with negativity, you get yourself entangled. You are the boss, not the host inside there, understand? Your true nature. They come and go. Well, these are guests of your sense spaces. What's wrong with they coming and going? They don't need you to pay their utility bill, the rental, everything. You don't have to buy a property, invest in it. The form and mind come free, understand or not? Karmically conditioned out for you to be the host, to own that hotel. This type of hotel also you don't know how to run. Create so much problem. So 回光返照 means what? Reverse the light to develop the awareness within, to see clearly what is going on, how you get entangled, how with delusion, wrong view, you grasp, you cling, suffering arise. Then when you accept things as they are, see them with wholesomeness, perceive them with wholesomeness, then develop the joy of living, then the whole thing becomes different. Then life is wonderful and meaningful. Do you see that? No need to resist. Allow them to just do all those things. But when they come, do not perceive them with negativity. Develop the right view. Follow Noble Eightfold Path. Arise the Noble Eightfold Path factor. Then the whole thing becomes different. Then life becomes meaningful, wonderful. Then you can live life to the fullest. This analogy liberate your delusion. Make it very easy to understand, very clear. You ask yourself, it is due to what? Your own delusion, lack of this understanding. And Dhamma is not easy to understand. But now explain, printed in word until so clear, you don't want to read and reflect, contemplate and understand. It's up to you. You know how my wife progressed so fast now? You can go and ask her. The first edition of the Heart Sutta, no subheading, nothing one. The big fellow, the paper very thick one. Pamasuri remember. After the first two retreats, I went back, I saw on his table, the whole Heart Sutta book, first version, edition 1, marked with the marker pen or green color, and everywhere is also like highlighted, means very important, very important, very important. That's why she progressed so far. Because she saw like gem, this whole book is a gem, I tell you. That's why, don't know chapter 1, we went through last 2 days or what. I already mentioned, all that you need to understand to develop the sainthood awakening until Arahant is all there. Understand? You no need to look for other things. That's why after that I said no need to take short notes already. Everything is there already. Take short note for what? Never read, never want to develop the awareness to understand. So you're wasting your time and wasting my time editing and wasting NB Deo's time to compile and all those things. And now, understand now. That's why after that we don't take short notes anymore. You realize now? Everything is there. What else you need? Not there.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life not there. I got right, what? Live life to the fullest. You get to live get to experience the pristine beauty and wonder of life. Everything is there, Jingyao. Maybe your word enjoy is a bit extreme. Indulge, not enjoy. Indulge.
Most of people seeking in religion or even in the Dhamma is to be given.
Yeah, given, no use.
In the sense that they thought they go and then they can give them joy. Without doing calculation, a lot of us previously go pray and not do that. In exchange, we just
like negotiate like bargain. I help you, you help me. Who say that? Which PM? I help you, you help me. That's what my mother did when he go and offer to the deity. He slaughter chicken, all the nice flower, the fruit, put on the altar. He said, pray, bye-bye, I will say. Then he said, I offer you, but with slaughter chicken now. That's siu chi, you know, siu chi, pork or what? Piglet. Then he said, but it's not selfish, it's for her children. And for the husband, always like that. He will make that prayer. Please protect my husband. Please give blessing to my children so that they pass exam, they do well in exam, so that they can grow up, have a good life. Oh, he pray for all this. So that one, not so bad, not selfish, it's for others. But she very sincere. Even though a little bit off the Dhamma way, but that is what she knows. Uneducated, without the Dhamma, what else you expect her to do? Doing all this is already very good, but he got affinity with Kuan Yin. That's why this night when I decide to choose her as one of my parents, because of affinity with Kuan Yin and previous encounter. So all this understanding, when they arise, you will develop the understanding. So my wife one, that example is very good. Go back and read through this, reflect, contemplate, and see where the Dhamma is. If you can underline 90% of the book or highlight, means you have the understanding. But if you read, cannot highlight anything, then sorry, means you don't understand. Means this is not for you. This one is like greed. You know why is greed? Instead of reading English, you read greed. You can understand. You cannot. Because karmic obstruction. You are not ready and all things. But most of you, I think, can understand. So you go back, the test is very easy. If you not able to highlight that many, my wife almost 90%, I saw all green one. What is green? Green, my jealous heart. But that green is not jealous heart. That green is transforming into wisdom light. At that time, that is the marker she liked, the color. So there is another Mandarin song, 青青河边草. You heard of it? 青青河边草. So that one also green, but that one very meaningful, very nice show. Okay, continue.
2.2 Important note. 1. Host always there to stay, but guests they come and go. 2. You hold the key to your own life destiny. To be happy or to be unhappy depends entirely on your own choice. Then why are you not happy? If we choose to be happy, then no one can make us unhappy unless we ourselves allow ourselves to be unhappy via our own delusion. 3. Thought is like money, and money is neither good nor bad because good and evil depends on the user. If the user of money or thought is evil, then money or thought will also become evil. If user of thought has wisdom, then thought becomes right and wholesome thought. So the user of thought is the most important. Hence, do strive on with heedfulness to develop the right view and wisdom more and more. Part 3. Meditation. Email number 4, page 9 of email compilation notes. 3.1. Commentary on 3 turnings under Theravada and Mahayana. Brother Teo explained that the 3 turnings of the Four Noble Truths given in Pali under the Theravada tradition is very accurate. Mahayana explanation compared to Theravada's differ a bit. The problem with most cultivators is they cling on to the first turning and never get down to the nitty-gritty of the second turning where all...
This statement is very true. Well, this one was replied by one of the US. You remember I told you Bimalamsi, the late Venerable? One of the students, after he heard my reply on the example of swimming and all those things, the true mind, the silent mind, then the second turning, contemplation, he replied this one. He said, the problem with most cultivators is they cling onto the first turning. Means they listen through knowledge, they think they know. But they never get down to the nitty-gritty of the second turning, contemplation, reflection, inquiry, that hard work. So this is hitting the nail on the head. That's why you must do it second turning. And I told you, my teacher Ajahn reminded me, you just contemplate until very, very clear, no less than 6 times. All the master and teacher who understand, they know contemplation is very. But when you contemplate, you use the Sati or mindfulness that has creativity. Then it can trigger our understanding. And this one will be assimilated into your nature. Yeah? You reflect on it, contemplate on it with a silent mind, with the awareness nature. You are not using thought to think until no space. So this one is very important. Okay, 13.
Page 77, 13 Heart Sutra class, part 1, 1.1, Dhammapada verses on heedfulness, verse 21, 22, 23. Heedfulness means a mind that is constantly meditative and ever mindful to develop clear understanding and wisdom. We are seeing things as they are. Understanding the importance of heedfulness via understanding the following important Dhammapada verses. Dhammapada verse 21. Heedfulness is the path to the deathless. Heedlessness is the path to the death. The heedful do not die. The heedless are as if dead. Dhammapada verse 22. Distinctly understanding this difference, the wise who intend on heedfulness will rejoice in the rank of the Aryas or the enlightened ones. Dhammapada verse 23. The constantly meditative and ever mindful and the steadfast one realize the Born-Free Supreme Nibbana. Part 2, Sat Sutra Lesson 13, Commentary, page 23 to 25. 2.1, Dhammapada verse 1 leads to suffering. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. Everything arises from the mind. If one speaks, acts, and thinks with a wicked or unwholesome mind that has the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then suffering will follow one like a wheel that follows the hoof. Dhammapada verse 2 leads to happiness. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. Everything arises from the mind. If one speaks, acts, and thinks with a pure or wholesome mind that is free of all the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then happiness will follow one like the shadow that never leaves him. 2.3. Why is the teaching or Dharma as taught by the Buddha during this time becomes different as it gets passed down over the years? Question 1. Why is the teaching of Dharma as taught by the Buddha during his time becomes different as it gets passed over the years? Brother Chia replied, because the Dharma was passed down via using words and speeches which are verbal in nature, and as we all know, words are subject to various types of interpretation, hence the deviation. For example, when asked about what is the first noble truth as taught by the Buddha, more often than not, we get the standard and very popular accepted answer, life is suffering. And this is very dangerous because the Buddha never said that. The Buddha indeed proclaimed that there is a first noble truth that explains clearly what dukkha or suffering is. And according to the Lord Buddha, there are 8 conditions in life or realities of life and existence that can give rise to suffering when one confronts them without wisdom. They are the realities of birth, getting old, or old age, sickness, and death. When you are with people whom you don't like, when there is separation from your loved ones and your prized possessions, things that we hold on to dearly, when you cannot get what you want, or when things don't go your way, etc. No matter who you are and how wealthy and powerful you are, if you live long enough, you will confront all these realities of life and existence. The Buddha then went on to proclaim that there is a cause behind all suffering, and the cause is always craving born of delusion. This is the second noble truth. Then under the third noble truth, the Buddha said, suffering need not be, because there is a noble truth that explains the possibility of the cessation of all suffering in the here and the now. Then finally, Buddha taught the fourth noble truth, which is the meditation as taught by the Buddha, namely the Noble Eightfold Path. And if one cultivates this Noble Eightfold Path, it will lead to the end of all dukkha of suffering. 2.4 Important definition. 自在 meaning me in the moment, and it means at ease. False thinking means heedless thinking. 3. One is not right here or aware within, means lost in thought. 4. First pronunciation 觉 means enlightenment, and second pronunciation 教 means stir 搅 means stir up trouble. Part 3. Meditation, email number 4, 3 turnings of the Four Noble Truths. 3.1 Training of the mind to be heedful. 2 steps are involved. 1. Via mind sweeping method plus metta plus 6R plus object of meditation. 2. Then finally silence your mind to be heedful within via relinquishing the object of meditation. That is, mind is constantly meditative and ever mindful to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. The mind sweeping method is very good and skillful. Means to train the mind to be at the location you want it to be, and it also trains you to feel and not to think. Then you continue to relax whatever tension, tightness, and stress within the location you feel, like your forehead, etc., to enable you to be in a state of relaxed inner awareness, to realize the tranquility, peace, quietness, and calmness within when there is no thinking. Then your mind will be peaceful, at ease, and without thought, after deconditioning it from your habitual heedless thinking and worrying, etc.
Yeah, continue.
Page 80, 14th Heart Sutra class, Part 1, 1.1. Life is an existence following the 5 universal natures order, Pancha Niyamas. Within our conditioned world of life and existence, everything is conditioned arising, or they arise due to causal phenomena following the 5 universal natures law or order. Pancha Niyamas, namely Uttu Niyama, Bija Niyama, Karma Niyama, Chitta Niyama, and Dhamma Niyama. Hence, they exhibit the 3 universal characteristics of anicca, impermanence, dukkha, suffering state, and anatta, non-self or empty nature. The first 2 are scientific laws, nature, physical law, Uttu Niyama, and nature's biological law, Bija Niyama. And the next 3 are nature's spiritual law, namely Karma Niyama, law of karma, Chitta Niyama, law of the mind, and Dhamma Niyama, law of Dhamma or truth as taught by the Buddha. Understanding these 5 universal orders or law implies having right view with regards to life and existence, and this right view will enable one to have great understanding and wisdom of our existential world. Understanding Chitta Niyama will also enable one to understand how our mind functions following the 12 links or law of dependent origination, Paticca Samuppada as taught by the Buddha. The children of today are mostly second generation kids of the millennial generation, and nowadays parents, they are usually overprotective of these second generation children, and they also tend to over pamper them in the name of loving them, hence giving rise to all the related social problems. This is especially common in families where their family member lack of understanding for having close relationship with one another. They usually lack harmony, and the family members seldom have the opportunity or line of communication to talk and discuss issues with one another openly, frankly, and sincerely, to resolve their life problems like relationship, health, career, and financial problems, etc. Do learn to play your role as responsible, good, and wise parent while cultivating and understanding the Buddha Dharma or great wisdom as taught by the Buddha. Then share them with your children to guide them through life. Your duties or responsibilities as parents are to provide for their basic needs like food, shelter, clothing, and education, etc. when they are young, and not to pamper them or be too protective of them. Advise them accordingly and then allow them to make their own decision in life because it is their life, and let them be responsible for their own life decisions and never force them or try to control them in any way that will cause them to dislike you or refuse to talk or discuss matters with you. Part 2. Heart Sutra Lesson 14, Commentary, page 25 to 28. 2.1 Conditioned Love and Metta. There is a big difference between emotional love, conditional love, and metta, which is universal love. An example of emotional love is the usual love or hatred relationship of lay people. One moment they will love each other when things go their way, and the next moment this so-called emotional love can turn into hatred, envy, and jealousy, etc. Then there is the other relationship between parents and children, brothers and sisters, daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, good friends, etc., expressed as conditioned love that only exists because of relationship bonds, whereas universal love or metta is love without any opposite. The mind that has metta is always peaceful and happy without any negativity. It is born of wisdom that enables one to accept the reality of the moment and always be at peace with the way things are, and one's heart is always full of metta. 2.2 Definition of terms. Samadhi, a mind that is collected, unwavering, and unmoving, with total understanding of the ever-shining or the Buddha's nature. Host and master, meaning fully in charge. Mind is at peace, meaning mind that is heedful, silent, and unstirred. Dharma saying by Master Bo Yuan长老is quite similar. 心静 still or silent mind. 无念是真心 no thought is true mind. 动念即无明 stirring of the thought is delusion. That is understanding, meaning wisdom. Outflows means defilement, evil roots, and delusion. 2.3 The 8 worldly conditions or the 8 winds or the 8 pairs of dualities are 1. Gain and loss. Wherever there is gain, there is loss. Before you have not. So what you have lost is only losing back what you have gained. We came with nothing and we go with nothing. Then why does one grieve over emptiness in between? 2. Happiness and sorrow. If you cling to happiness, sorrow will be the result because it is conditioned world. 3. Praise and blame. Whenever there is a praise, there will also be blame. 4. Fame and ill fame. The same goes with fame and ill fame. No, do not cling to the 8 worldly conditions. C. The importance of cultivating the equanimity enlightenment factor needed to liberate the mind. Part 3. Meditation. 3.1 Purpose of meditation. Deeper states of meditation are needed to allow the stillness and cessation to develop and stabilize their wisdom. The 2 main purposes of meditation are 1. To stabilize the silent and tranquil heedful mind via a combination of relaxation, clear awareness, wisdom, and understanding. 2. To use this still, tranquil mind to investigate clearly into all the Dharma and phenomena both internally and externally within life, to realize the wisdom and the enlightenment needed to free the mind. Father Teo also shared with us his own cultivation and how he came out into the private sector to test himself in 1989. For details, please listen to the 14 Heart Sutra recording.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So the purpose of meditation, 1 and 2 very important. Mark it, understand it, then go and train. Okay, we end. We continue later. Page 83 finish. So next one is 84. Okay, time for dinner. Those who are on 5 precepts. Those on 8 precepts, you make use of the time to do whatever you need to. Then we come back again at 6:45, is it? Wow, 6:40.
But too rush. We never make it so far. First day until now, always.
No, those not on 5 precepts, cannot.
No, we always never make it.
Why?
Because originally 5:31, now 6. From
Okay,
first day,
okay.
we always 5
Okay,
10 minutes
okay.
late.
Then 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Meet back here 7 o'clock. Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, pay respect. Then you on 5 precepts can go. Then meet back here at 7 o'clock. Okay.